Hello and welcome to Agents in the Field. We're going to be talking about conspiracy theories and using this game as a metaphor for those theories, perhaps, here. So, the war you are trying to wage in your life might be like the war my opponent is trying to wage. And then what you're up against is agents in the field. So let's say you're one of those TI targeted individual dipshits who thinks the TV's talking to them, and all the people on the street are, unbelievably, your garden variety schizo weirdly has a better picture of reality than some people who have an obedience-based mindset. The worst thing you can do is be intimidated by agents in the field, real or imaginary. Quite frankly, some people would have won by now against me sending attack, although it's not a sure shot. But yeah, this person, you can tell that they're scared of what's going to happen because, I mean, they're not stupid, are they? Maybe they are. Let's see. Oh, never mind. Now I'm intimidated. Alright, forget all that shit I was talking about. They have 4th tier upgrade on the banana. And I'm losing lives here. I'm actually probably going to lose this if I don't change a few things real quick. Let's get this wizard going. And let's get a little bit more attribution. Well done. Thank you. Agents in the field. The agents are less powerful than capital unless they become capital. Well, look at this. I got a 1st tier upgrade. You know what? We're just gonna say fuck it to all that shit. Just get our heads in the game here. You wouldn't believe how many times I've been trying to make a video like this, and then I get distracted by the bullshit I'm talking about, and they just send mobs, and I lose. I've been trying to work on my skills in the game. I really have here. If you got an ego problem, you will be bad at video games. I mean, that would be what would make a lot of those old DSP clips as funny as they were, is watching that happen, where he has an ego and watch him be bad at the game. Ooh, oh. There we go. So anyway, agents assemble. Agents in the field. But anyway, those TI people, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm a targeted individual. You see this person walking down the street? Yeah, I'm gonna film everything out in public. I'm gonna film every minute of every day in my life and live stream me walking down the street. Why? Because I'm afraid somebody's gonna be watching me. So what am I gonna do? Have 1 million people watching me on my live stream. Great stuff, great stuff. I'll just go in the chat, be like, yeah, I'm one of your gang stalkers and I'm making you gay. What are you gonna do about it? It'll be like, yeah, I'll fuck with those people a little bit, maybe. Like, straight up, I think it's important that we show crazy people that we're not intimidated by them. If you live in a society where you'll get argued with unless you're insane, great. Now we have all the insane people on the same page, and everyone who's not insane has to deal with a bunch of bullshit from these people. I can just pretend to be insane, and this will get me more respect. I can intentionally be more insane, less in touch with reality, and this can gain me respect. I'm telling you, man, agents in the field. The goal is for there to be more people like this in society. The goal is for there to be, like, the goal of power is pretty much for there to be more people who have such a sense of obedience that they will give to the beggar on the street. They will give to the beggar on the internet. And there is a lot to talk about with some of that shit. I mean, people are starting cults online, real suicide cults totally online. I heard about this, it's like 764 it's called. And I think the victim blamer perspective, it's going to be uncomfortable, but there's going to have to be some value arrived at from it. When I was in high school, I'm not going to say I never did anything weird online, but I'll tell you what, man. I never got into some chat room where everybody talks about killing themselves. Most sites on the internet will have rules making it to where you can't do that. If you went looking for that shit, and then you found that shit, and you got what you wanted out of that shit, you part of that shit. Not everybody's going to be in a place where they can hear something like that, but yeah, straight up. I've seen some shit from this one guy, PWR. You can look him up with how the Kino Casino reacts to him. Yeah, the dude was going to be giving a guy money. If only this guy would have asked me, I would have said, "Don't give a guy money." I was abused. How do you get abused by an e-beggar? I don't understand how that happens, but it's like, you know what? The dude's got to be telling his story about some of that shit. Everybody else is going to be telling their story about some of that shit with how they let this happen. I think motherfuckers should. Because at this point, shit's getting crazy. And I think people are going to have to start talking to some real people in real life that haven't been, certainly. As for, am I going to be the guy on the internet telling you over the internet to get off the internet? We're not even going to go there with that shit. I don't even want to go on a whole rant about how I hate people who are pulling that bullshit scheme as well. We're just going to put this thing on some reins a little bit. This is what it's like to witness agents in the field. You see, each of them gets money out of nowhere. But they cost money. So we're learning about investment. And you see, the banana towers each can give you more money, but I have more cobras. And these cobras, we're learning economics by watching this game happen. What much of society will tell you is that video games bad and stuff. There will be a lot of political psyops around video games. So when you play video games, it's a great chance for everyone to get together. With Gamergate, the psyop is so there's a whole thing with ethics in video game journalism. There's a simple solution to the Kotaku problem. Don't read Kotaku. Watch people play video games. Play video games yourself. Every now and again, be willing to wind up playing a bad video game. And then if there's a game journalist who fails at the tutorial of Cuphead, that's just more entertainment. And there never has to be an impact on your life that comes from a video game magazine. But what motherfuckers will tell you is, Anita Sarkeesian, you'll blah 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 blah. We can laugh at that a little bit. We can laugh at what she says, but at this point, there is not a living soul who gives a fuck. So, that would be beating a dead horse anyway. But a lot of people got their political awakening from, wow, there's political messaging in art. Wow, let's talk about it. Did you know that all art is political? Wow, that's... Who would have guessed? Everyone. Everyone with a brain would have guessed, and once they put that together, wow, people talk about who they are and what they believe in the art they make, whether they're trying to or not. Wow, I just came to that realization, and I'm 5 years old. Now I'm going to think about something else because I don't give that much of a shit. But a lot of people give quite a shit, and they're like, get your politics out of art. No, fuck you. Who gives a shit? Oh, but it makes the art bad. Good, you deserve bad art. What happens when you give someone like Big Bungie good art? He will say the art is bad because the characters in the art are stupid. Have you heard Big Bungie talk about The Boys? You see, the black woman, her superpower is that she's smart, but that's not a real superpower because duh. Bro, that character represents you. You're the worthless intellectual. Like, it's so obvious. But I made the same mistake in high school. There's something called the lottery, a little story about people throwing rocks at each other. Whenever you pick the short straw, everyone else throws rocks at you, and you die, is the story. Yeah, that's actually a good story, and it explains real life, but I'm like, this is stupid. The characters in it are stupid. It's supposed to be stupid because you're stupid. The story's about you. It's so simple. Anyway, where was I going with this? I think I got to all the points I was trying to get to with that. Let's think about something else now. Yeah, this guy calls himself Chainsaw. But quite frankly, I'm thinking more of a lawnmower, and your ass is the grass. So you have a cannon. So cannon, dart monkey, anything that was present in the original Balloons Tower Defense 1, don't use it. I don't think banana towers were in that. If I'm wrong, that's an exception. Yeah, and you can't, and eco, very important. You don't get money for popping balloons. So if I send you a tack and it costs money, you don't get money from that. So I'm not handing you money if the attack fails. So yeah, and what they got going on here, if they put up enough wizards, then they'll have firepower and indeed anti-camo firepower to a great enough degree that they will indeed they will indeed have enough to not worry about regrow rushes too bad. And it's going to come down to me concerning myself with my own firepower over here to a large degree. And this is a thing that can happen. So, bananas, 3 banana towers is like more than 7,000 per round, and I was getting 7,000 here. So, I'm gonna just finish them off real quick if I'm gonna win. Or I'm gonna fucking lose. I'm probably fucking done for here. So, they're getting me desperate, which they want you desperate. In life, they want you desperate. So, in life, your enemies want you desperate. So never justify your actions based on how desperate your enemy makes you. This is to be beta. Anyway. Yeah, I just straight up don't have enough firepower. So, this is how you beat agents in the field. It's how you win all wars, through economics. Economics is the study of human action. That is, purposeful action. The nature of a human being is to act with purpose. Your purpose as an individual. This is among the reasons why you should not encourage beggary. The beggar must rely often on a sense of having status over you while being reliant on you. And you in turn will rely on Pokimane telling you you're not a brokey because you go broke giving her money. For instance, I don't entirely know why I'm ranting about beggars and shit like that. I don't fucking know. I but anyway, it's probably all for now.